I play Abigail. She's a overseas Filipino worker who works in a yacht as the toilet manager. So she's been out of her country for a long time, living in a foreign land and serving these foreigners. And yeah, that's who she is. And she has no children. She's not married. She has no real relationships in life. The casting director actually came to the Philippines, Pauline Jansen. She came to the Philippines and auditioned. We were, I believe, 40 women who auditioned for the part, all professional actresses. And she was there for 11 days. I was on the fourth day or something like that. And I auditioned for it. And then she sent the clips to Ruben. And then Ruben made a short list. And then from that short list, I think we were 5 from the list, and then he arranged a meeting with all of us through Skype to just to see if we can communicate with each other because of the language barrier. And I guess because we were able to, really communicate with each other well, he chose me. So Abigail she comes from a very simple family, simple background. So she's really like born in and raised in the rural areas, by the sea. And she knows how to fish and all that. So when they end up on the island, she knows how to survive. She knows how to fish. She knows how to build a fire because she grew up in the province. And she knows how to survive. And also because the Filipinos are very resilient person. We're very resilient people. We can always, even if our resources are meager, we can find ways to make things work. And that's how Abigail is able to take control of everything on the island because she knows how to survive more than any of them there, because all of them, they have other people taking care of them at home. They have maids and chauffeurs and everything. They don't do anything, but she takes care of herself. Yes. In fact, if you watch the film, the second part of the film, she's practically invisible. You can hardly see her in the scenes. She's probably in 2 scenes, and she hardly says anything, which is Ruben's way of underscoring the fact that she is invisible, and she only becomes visible on the third part of the film. I think that's really just the way society works. Wherever you are, even if you're on an island, the roles may be reversed, but the corruption is still there. It's like generic in the system of humans, I suppose, or these humans living on the island, that they still, use corruption as a last resort or as a way to survive because it's ingrained in their system. She uses it. She uses it for her own benefit. She exploits it to be able to get what she wants more than she ever did in her real life, because in her real life she never really got anything. So now she sees this as an opportunity for her to be able to get more from everybody there. And she uses that very well, very wisely. Everything that the film talks about happens to us every day, especially in my country where, we are still giving way more to, we still observe the gender roles in my society, in my country, where women sometimes play second to men. So that does tend to happen sometimes, and how we put too much premium on beauty and on the physicality of a person rather than looking at who they are and who we are inside. So yes, it's very, very relevant in every sense, not just the Marxist statements of the film, but also the dynamic between men and women and people in power and people with no power. Yes, I think that Abigail's a really very deep down inside a very angry person because she's been living this life of, and she's witnessed how all these guests are enjoying the luxury, how they vomit when they get drunk or any of these things, and how they flaunt their riches, and that frustrates her. Of course, that's not shown in the film, but eventually that experience leads her to the choices that she makes in the end, because she sees how they take what they have for granted, and that upsets her very much. And when she has that power, she uses it as like some kind of a vengeance also, to teach them a lesson. It's a very ambiguous ending because Ruben really wanted it to be up to the audience to decide what they wanted the ending to be. And I like that about the film because even as a viewer, when I watch films, I don't like it to be over-explained to me. I want to come up with my own conclusions, and that's what happened here too. So I think that the ending, because it's ambiguous, it's very reflective of the kind of person that you are, on what kind of ending you think it will be. So that's a very interesting, and you learn a lot about yourself too as a person. Oh, I think this is gonna happen, but why do I think that? Maybe there's something going on here. He did give us a hard time. It was tiring, but I think that it was necessary because we're on an island. First of all, we were shooting in a bubble because it was the pandemic. So the situation of the cast, or the characters, are they're also on an island, so they're also like in a bubble. And doing the scenes over and the takes, we had so many takes over and over and over again. I mean, if you're living on an island and you're not really eating well, and you're not living in the comforts of your home, you're tired the whole day. So he helped us with that. I think that helped with the physicality of it. I don't know how that would have worked in the square for the actors there. It must have been a very different experience for them because they were, working at a museum and in the comforts of the city. But we were stuck on an island, and that does something to your psyche, to your head. And I think his technique really helped us a lot. I appreciated it. It was so intimidating at first, with just the thought that I would go in, in a gown and heels and go through the carpet and those huge stairs. But once I was there, I had so much fun. It was so enjoyable and I loved it. And I don't think if I ever had a chance to go to the red carpet again, I wouldn't be nervous anymore because it's nice. It's a really great experience. It was really great.
And the standing ovations are usually...
Oh my God, the standing ovation. And I was, why, after it happened, I was asking everyone, is that normal? Is that normal? Does this really happen? They're like, no, no, it doesn't. Oh my gosh. Such a generous audience that we had that day. So generous.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
Thank you so much.